Stop, don't scroll. That name that just flashed in your mind was not a random memory. It was a summons from the courts of heaven, a signal flare breaking through a long and quiet night, and I was sent to tell you what it means before the signal fades. You feel it in your body first, a coldness in your hands when you see other couples walking, a tightness in your chest when a wedding invitation arrives, a weariness that sleep doesn't fix. Because the battle isn't happening in your day, but against your destiny. You felt the weight of eyes on your back, not of admiration, but of calculation, a spiritual envy you can't quite name, but feel in your bones, making your triumphs feel fragile and your joy feel watched. This spiritual resistance bleeds into your decisions, promising connections that suddenly go cold, doors of opportunity that were wide open yesterday and are inexplicably shut today. A pattern of near misses, of putting your whole heart into something only to have it dissolve like sand in your hands, leaving you to wonder, what did I do wrong this time? The answer is nothing. You did nothing wrong. You were simply chosen, and the battle began. And it seeps into your home, a quiet dinner for one that feels louder than a feast, a silence in the rooms that echoes with prayers for partnership that seem to go unanswered. You've built a life, a career, a home. But there is a vacant space at the table, a chill in the air that wasn't there before because the arrows of envy that are aimed at your future are being absorbed by the walls of your present. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you 3 things. First, I will reveal why a specific person from your past is suddenly being brought back into your life by a divine current. It's not nostalgia, it is strategy. You need to understand why them and why now. Second, I will give you the name of the spiritual resistance that has fought to keep you and this person apart, and how it has operated in plain sight, disguised as your own rational thoughts and fears. Naming it is the first step to dismantling it forever. And third, by the end of this message I will place a seal of recognition upon your heart, so that when this person appears, you will not miss the single greatest turning point of your life. If you feel the weight of this, please stay until the end. Don't break the line before. Have you ever felt that this lingering loneliness, this sense that your person is out there but something is blocking the way, isn't just bad luck, but spiritual? And what if this feeling is a sign that there's a battle being waged against the beautiful love story God has written for you? While many try to explain it away as bad timing, or you haven't met the right one yet, few realize that this specific pattern of near misses isn't about who you haven't met, but about who the enemy is trying to stop you from recognizing. But what if the true reason for this delay is hidden in a face you already know, in a person you have overlooked until now? Now think with me. What if everything you have faced up to this point, the painful breakups, the silent nights, the feeling of being invisible, is the answer to that one question you carry in your heart? God, why do I feel so close, yet it never happens for me? It was while seeking answers to this that I found this digital book called The 7 Spiritual Reasons Why the Chosen Ones Face So Much Envy. This book is not just reading, it's a key of spiritual recognition, a tool made for those who want to see beyond the surface, stop the cycle of disappointment, and understand why a spiritual battle always rages against those who carry a promise of a covenant love. Several chosen ones here on this channel have already felt the call for this spiritual shield, but have not yet made the decision to download the digital book. Download it right now. It's available in the first pinned comment, but be aware, this content may not be available for long. It reveals spiritual reasons that many prefer to ignore because they expose what's behind the constant feeling of being overlooked, the pattern of promising connections that suddenly go cold, and the deep-seated fear that you've already missed your chance. Don't wait for another lonely night to pass to seek the understanding you already feel you need. Click now, download your copy, and discover why the spirit of delay could not stop the person God has already sent. If you are one of the first to download, come back here and write, Amen. This will be your act of faith. And today, God may show you the reason why so much waiting had to precede such a great love. There is a shelter from this storm of near misses, a place of rest under a divine shadow where the arrows of envy cannot find their mark. It is a place of covering, where what is decided in your heart is protected until it can be manifested in your life. You are about to learn how to enter that shelter. If you feel in your spirit that this season of waiting is over and a new season of recognition is beginning, write in the comments right now, not for me, but for the record in heaven. My echo is returning. Your words have power, and today you are turning the key. And about this very thing, about that silent phone on the nightstand, about that name from the past flashing in your mind's eye, about that invisible wall you feel when you see happy couples, there is a 3-minute seal that fits exactly inside the moment you feel that pang of loneliness while doing a mundane, solitary task, and I will show you what it is in just a moment. Tuck it away in the back of your mind. And beyond our digital guide, Chosen One, you have here another way to strengthen this message that arrived at your house today, and to make it reach more and more chosen ones like you. We don't receive a single cent for each word I deliver to you every day on this channel. As a way for you to give back something of what you receive here, we also keep a voluntary donation link open right below the digital book in the first pinned comment. Any amount that fits in your hand today, any sum your heart points to. This is what keeps our channel standing. This is what makes the next message reach another person who needs it, exactly the way you need it today. I'll see you there, Chosen One. And if you need to leave before the end of this video, that spiritual shield is already waiting for you in the first pinned comment right below. But I urge you to stay until the end, because without the context that is coming now, the seal will not work with the same power over the quiet corners of your heart. I still haven't told you the most important thing. There is a name for the one who has been orchestrating these near misses, a name for this spirit of delay. And once you know its name, you take away its power. Before I continue, I need you to do something. If you can, close your eyes for just a second. If you can't, then just look away from the screen. Take one deep breath. I need you to separate yourself from the noise of the day for just a moment, because what I'm about to say requires your spirit to listen, not just your ears. In the stillness, I'm going to describe 5 things. If I am right about at least 3 of them, you and I will both know exactly why you were stopped here today. First, the sudden recall. Within the last few weeks, you have had a sudden, vivid and emotionally charged memory of a specific person you know. It wasn't a passive thought. It was a scene, a feeling, a moment replayed in high definition. This person is likely someone you haven't considered in a romantic context for a long time, maybe ever. It came out of nowhere, uninvited, and left an imprint of warmth and a question mark in your spirit. Why them? Why now? Second, the name resonance. After that memory, you began to see or hear their name in the most unrelated places. On a billboard, in a song on the radio, spoken by a stranger in a coffee shop. It's not a common name, which makes it all the more jarring. Each time it appears, it's like a quiet bell ringing in your soul, a confirmation from the universe that it's not a coincidence. This is a divine breadcrumb trail, and you are meant to follow it. Third, the dream visitation. You had a dream about this person. It wasn't anxious or chaotic like most dreams. It was intensely peaceful, almost hyper-realistic. In the dream, there might have been a simple conversation, a shared look, or just a sense of their presence next to you. You woke up not with alarm, but with a profound feeling of calm and a lingering curiosity that stayed with you long after breakfast, a warmth in your chest that the morning chill couldn't touch. And about that dream of a familiar but unclear face that left a feeling of profound peace and longing upon waking up in the morning, there is a specific instruction inside the digital book about what this means for your coming season of joy. The key to understanding it is waiting for you in the first pinned comment. Fourth, the digital nudge. You have felt an unexplainable and persistent urge to look at their social media profile or to find out what they're up to. This isn't the idle curiosity of boredom. It's a quiet, deep pull, almost like an assignment. You might have resisted it once or twice, dismissing it as silly, but the nudge returns, gentle but firm. It's a spiritual homing beacon, asking you to check a location because something there is waiting to be found. And fifth, the shift in the spirit. This is the most intimate sign. In the quiet moments, you have felt a distinct click or shift deep within you. It is a sense that a long, painful cycle of waiting and disappointment has finally, decisively ended. There may be no physical evidence for this yet. The phone may still be silent, the calendar still empty, but your spirit knows. The season has turned, the drought is over, and you can smell rain in the air. Now take a second. How many of those 5 signs landed in your heart? 3? 4? All 5? If at least 3 of them resonated, then the question of whether this message is for you has been answered. You are not here by accident. You are here by appointment. And the one who scheduled this appointment is now extending a covering over you, a shelter from the storm of near misses and almosts. The very shelter promised in the hidden places of the Most High. This is the confirmation that what you felt was real, that the quiet whisper in your heart was not wishful thinking, but a divine signal breaking through the static. This is your validation that you are not going crazy. You are waking up to a spiritual reality that has been moving just beneath the surface of your life. Before I show you the instrument of coverage that will shield the covenant love that is now arriving for you, I need to give you the name of what you carry, because a shield only makes sense after you know the name of the target. And there is a word in Hebrew that defines exactly this state of a divine echo returning to its source, a word that recontextualizes everything I have just described in the last few minutes. There is a word in the original Hebrew that changes everything you thought you knew. Now that you have seen the signs, you understand this is not a coincidence, but a confirmation. The seal of this hour you are passing through has been seen. So, what I'm about to show you is not just another piece of advice, because between being chosen and being covered, there is an interval that the envious one knows better than you do. The battle is not in being chosen, but in being covered until the promise arrives. Not because the anointing was revoked, because the time for recognition has arrived. And what you lacked was the key to unlock the door that was right in front of you. And I'm telling you this because I've seen it happen. I've seen it with chosen ones who were exactly where you are now, staring at a silent phone, wondering if the peace they felt in a dream was just their imagination. I've seen the silence of an empty home turn into the quiet hum of 2 people breathing in the same room. I've seen a name that was just a memory turn into a living, breathing promise. I've seen the invisible wall that kept joy out become the foundation for a shared future, and not because they suddenly became more worthy, but because the envious one entered through the cracks of their past disappointments without anyone noticing. When I use this word, envious, I am not using a metaphor. I am naming what has been orchestrating a quiet campaign of delay against you, what specializes in making divine appointments feel like awkward coincidences, and what whispers that your comfortable loneliness is safer than the risk of a real connection. And you already know this. You just hadn't given it a name yet. It's the sharp, quiet pain of celebrating another birthday alone, forcing a smile for the pictures while your heart is screaming. It is the deep exhaustion of replaying every past rejection in your mind, a mental autopsy to figure out what you did wrong, until you've successfully convicted yourself of a crime you never committed. It is the specific, draining act of closing your eyes to pray for a partner, only to feel a familiar wave of hopelessness wash over you, as a voice that sounds just like your own whispers. Who are you kidding? Before I name the shield against this specific exhaustion of praying for love, only to feel more alone, take your thumb to the first pinned comment right below here. Don't click yet, just rest it there. This is an act of intention. You are pointing to the spot where your covering is waiting. It was in search of that very answer that I came across this digital book called The 7 Spiritual Reasons Why the Chosen Ones Face So Much Envy. This isn't just information, it is an instrument of war against the spirit that wants to keep you isolated. This book reveals why the greatest spiritual battles are fought over covenant relationships, how to recognize the subtle sabotage of the near miss in your own life, and what steps to take to finally close the gap between your promise and your reality. This is your moment of decision. I am not selling you a product. I am handing you the keys to a house that is already yours, but has been locked from the inside by a spirit that has been feeding on your past pain and using your memories against you. Don't wait for another lonely night, making coffee for one to seek the understanding you already feel you need. It is in the first pinned comment below. Click on the link now, secure your copy, and find out why the spirit of the near miss has no legal authority to stop what God has decreed for you. And if you are one of the first to download, come back here and write in the comments, Amen. This will be your declared act of faith. And today God may show you why that feeling in your heart, when that name flashed in your mind, was not a memory, but a prophecy. What I am offering you is a spiritual technology, a technology of covering. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. This isn't poetry, it's a blueprint, an architecture for a life protected from the arrows of envy and the plots of delay. It is a system of spiritual physics. A chosen one without learning this architecture is a king without a castle, exposed on an open field. The digital book in the first pinned comment was built on that architecture. It is designed to teach you how to survive the spirit of the near miss, just as Joseph survived the pit, the prison, and the silence, because he was covered by a promise that was stronger than his circumstances. And the price for this covering has been made intentionally small, less than the cost of a solo movie ticket you buy just to feel less alone on a Friday night, less than the price of another self-help book about learning to love yourself that leaves you feeling emptier than before, less than the coffee you buy for a first date that you know in your gut is going nowhere, but you go anyway out of sheer obligation to put yourself out there. These were choices made out of habit. And here, in front of something that can change the texture of your life for the next 12 months, you will hesitate, not because it's worth less, because there is a spiritual resistance to you being covered. This hesitation has a name. It is the spirit of the near miss, whispering that it's safer to manage a familiar loneliness than to invest in a hope that might not work out again. And God is watching to see which voice you will obey. And there is a 7-day guarantee. If you open it, read it, and it does not resonate with the depths of your spirit, just send an email and you will get all your money back. No questions, no process, no judgment. There is no risk on your part, especially when what's at stake is the covering for the arrival of the love you've been praying for. The only risk is in remaining where you are. The only danger is in letting the next season look exactly like the last one. Several chosen ones here on this channel have already stepped under this covering. I think of Marcos, 62, a widower who had given up on love, feeling his house was just too empty. He wrote to me on a Thursday night. He read the book over the weekend, and the following week, he reconnected with a woman from his old church group, someone he'd known for years but never seen that way. He wrote back to me and said, "The silence in my house now has a different quality. It's not empty, it's peaceful." I think of Joanna, 45, with a brilliant career, but a history of relationships that would mysteriously fizzle out. She believed she was just too much for a man to handle. She read the book during her lunch breaks one week and realized she had been unknowingly sabotaging every good connection out of a deep-seated fear of being seen. 2 weeks later, a man she had friend-zoned at work asked her out again. This time, she said yes. "I realized I was the one building the wall," she told me. And I think of Pedro, 38, who had never been married and felt profoundly left behind by his friends. He wrote to me on a Sunday afternoon after scrolling through an endless feed of wedding pictures. He read the book that same night. That night, he had a peaceful dream of a woman from his college days. The next day, he felt that digital nudge I spoke of and sent her a message. They are talking every day. It was like a switch flipped, he said. The fear was just gone. Maybe in 3 hours you will be writing your own story. Every quiet night you accept as your fate is another brick in the wall the enemy is building around your heart. Every month that passes without knowing the name of your divine echo is another victory for the spirit of the near miss. Every year that goes by without this covering is another year where this quiet resignation steals the joy that was meant to be yours. And your family doesn't notice either. And your friends don't notice either. And this quiet resignation continues to arrive, with the same smile, sitting in the same chair and leaving through the same door. And before I give you the next word that is still coming, because it is still coming, and it is heavy, know that this digital book is the most direct way to honor and give back for the daily messages you receive here as a way to sow into this ministry, but it is not the only one. Right below the book link, In that same pinned comment, you will find a second link for a voluntary donation. It is for those who feel in their heart the call to be a pillar of this work, so that this message continues to reach other chosen ones who are right now where you were just minutes ago. Any amount of any value. It is a seed you plant not in this channel, but in the life of the next person who needs to hear that they have not been forgotten. I'll see you there. Again, chosen one. But don't leave now, the sealing isn't finished. I'm about to give you the key that makes all 5 signs you just witnessed make sense. It is the exact name for what is happening to you right now, a word that came from ancient Hebrew and traveled 3,000 years to find you in this exact season of your life, when you were just about to give up hope. This word explains why your answer is not a stranger. Stay. The name for what is happening to you is not a curse. It is a spiritual principle. It is called the divine echo. Think of it. An echo is a sound that returns to its source after striking a surface. Years ago, in moments of quiet desperation or hopeful prayer, you sent a sound out into the heavens, a cry from your heart for a partner, for companionship, for a love that mirrors God's own heart. That sound traveled through time and space, and it struck the surface God intended for it to hit from the beginning of time, the heart of another person. That person, the one whose name is now appearing in your life, is the divine echo of your own prayer returning to you. They are not a new song. They are the second half of a melody you started long ago. The problem, the reason for the delay, is that the spirit of the near miss has been working tirelessly to create spiritual noise. It fills the air with the static of past heartbreaks, the hiss of self-doubt, and the loud distractions of a busy life, all to prevent you from recognizing the sound of your own echo when it arrives. This spirit has created an acoustic dampening around your heart, making you believe the silence is permanent. It has convinced you that your prayer was lost, that it faded into nothing. But this message, right now, is God handing you a way to tune out the static. It is a key to change the frequency of your spirit, to silence the enemy's noise, and to finally hear the echo for what it is. The answer you've been waiting for, coming home. This pattern of divine orchestration is not a modern phenomenon. It is an ancient blueprint laid out in the very foundations of the covenant. It is the story of Isaac and Rebekah, a story not of chance, but of divine matchmaking. Abraham, old and full of faith, sends his most trusted servant on a mission not to find a wife for his son Isaac, but to find the wife God had already chosen. The servant goes not with a map, but with a prayer. At a well outside the city, he prays for a sign, a specific, undeniable sign. He asks God that the chosen woman will not only offer him a drink, but will offer to water his 10 camels as well, an act of extraordinary generosity and servanthood. He had barely finished speaking when Rebekah, a woman from Abraham's own extended family, a familiar soul in the grand tapestry of the covenant, appeared. And she did exactly as the servant had prayed. She was the answer before the question was fully asked. And where was Isaac? He was waiting. The scripture says he went out to the field to meditate at evening. He was not striving, not searching, not worrying. He was in a state of quiet reception, and as he lifted his eyes, he saw the camels approaching. He saw his answer coming toward him across the field. This is not a story of coincidence. It is the perfect mirror of your season. You are waiting, and God is orchestrating a meeting with a familiar soul, marked by undeniable signs, to fulfill a promise that was made long ago. Imagine you are in a grand library, and you've spent years looking for a specific book. You've searched every shelf, every section, and you're exhausted. You finally sit down, defeated, and whisper to God, "I can't find it." At that exact moment, the librarian, who heard your request the moment you walked in, comes over, pulls a book from the shelf right beside you, and places it in your hands. It's the book you were looking for. It was there the whole time. You were just too busy searching to see it. The librarian didn't make the book appear. The librarian simply revealed what was already yours. That is what is happening in your life right now. God isn't creating a new love story for you. He is revealing the one that has been shelved and waiting for you all along. The question is no longer, where is it? The question now is, will you receive it? This covering, this shelter in the secret place is what allows you to stop searching and start seeing. It quiets the frantic energy of the hunt and allows the peace of the librarian's presence to settle over you. It is the understanding that your part is not to find the book, but to be ready to receive it when it is placed in your hands. But this is only the architecture of the moment. It is the blueprint of what God is doing. The deepest truth, the most personal part of this revelation, is still to come, and it has your name and their name written all over it. Let me stop for a full minute and put everything you have just heard into simple words, without poetry, without metaphor, just the facts. First, the 5 signs you just witnessed were not a guess. They were a divine confirmation that this word is yours to hold. Second, the person being brought back into your life is not random. They are a divine echo, the physical return of a prayer you sent out long ago. Third, this reunion is being actively opposed by a spiritual entity I have named the Spirit of the Near Miss, whose entire purpose is to create doubt and delay. And fourth, the story of Isaac and Rebekah is not just a story. It is the biblical blueprint for the divinely orchestrated meeting that is happening for you right now. And here is who you are within all of this. You are the one who has been waiting in the field, meditating on a promise, while your answer was already on its way. You are the one for whom the prayer for a specific sign was made and answered before you even knew it. You are the destination of a journey that was guided by God from the very beginning. You are not the seeker anymore. You are the found. Now, what comes next is the most critical part. It is the transition from understanding the blueprint to living inside the house that has been built for you. It is the shift from seeing the signs to becoming the sign yourself. The first archetype you embody is the watcher at the gate. You are the one who has stood guard over a promise, your eyes fixed on the horizon, refusing to abandon your post, even when the nights were long and silent. You have kept watch over the hope in your heart, when everything in the physical world told you to give up. The spiritual implication of this is profound. The danger for a watcher is not that the person they are waiting for won't arrive. The danger is that, after years of watching, the posture of vigilance becomes so ingrained that you forget how to open the gate. Your mission now is to retrain your heart to not just watch for the arrival, but to prepare for the welcome. The second archetype is the echo's source. You are not a passive recipient in this story. You are the origin point. The love that is now returning to you is the sound of your own heart's cry, sent out in faith, finally coming home. This person is the resonance of your own deepest desire for a covenant partnership. This means the person arriving is not a stranger to your spirit. They were tuned to the frequency of your prayer from the moment it was uttered. The connection you will feel is not something to be built from scratch. It is something to be remembered, an ancient familiarity that your soul recognizes instantly, even if your mind is still catching up. The third archetype is the familiar stranger's counterpart. You are one half of a divine equation that God is now solving in the physical realm. Just as you have been prepared, tested, and refined through your season of waiting, so have they. They are a familiar stranger because your spirit knows them intimately, even if your conscious mind has filed them away under friend, acquaintance, or someone I used to know. Your act of recognition is the final key that unlocks their own. They are being drawn to you by a spiritual current they may not even understand. But when you see them, truly see them for who they are in your story, it gives them the divine permission to step fully into the role they were always destined to play. You don't just receive them, you activate them. If you recognize yourself as the watcher at the gate, as the echo's source, and as the counterpart who is ready to finally see, then write in the comments below, not for me, but for your own record in heaven, I am ready to open the gate. Let this be your public declaration that the season of watching is over, and the season of welcoming has now officially begun. Your words seal your intention, and if you want to continue walking on this path of recognition, hearing the whispers of heaven over the noise of the world, subscribe to this channel and turn on the notifications. This is not just a digital action. It is your way of telling God that you are staying tuned to this frequency, that you are committed to not missing what He says next. Now, I want to give you something practical. a tool to create a sacred space in your spirit, to silence the static of the enemy and amplify the signal of the divine echo. I call it the Echo Chamber Protocol. It is a simple 3-minute spiritual practice you can do every morning to clear the airwaves of your heart. Here are the 3 steps. First, the declaration of recognition. You will say these words aloud. I declare the season of waiting is over. I am ready to recognize the echo of my heart's cry. I welcome the love that is already on its way. In Jesus' name. Second, the frequency attunement. For 1 minute, you will close your eyes and practice gratitude, not for the love you hope for, but for the love that is already arriving. Feel the peace of its arrival now. This shifts your spirit from a state of lack to a state of active reception. Third, the silencing of the static. You will speak this command with authority. I bind the spirit of the near miss, your whispers of doubt, your history of delay, and your atmosphere of discouragement have no authority here. My heart and mind are sealed under the shadow of the Almighty. After you do this, be still for a moment. You will feel a quiet peace, a stillness in your spirit. That silence is not emptiness. It is the sound of the echo chamber being cleared. It is your confirmation that the signal is now pure. And this tool I've just placed in your hands, the Echo Chamber Protocol. It's a door, but there is a difference between opening a door and living in the whole house. What I just gave you covers you for the next time you feel that pang of loneliness while making coffee for one. It's a powerful covering. What is in the first pinned comment covers the 7 reasons why the spirit of the near miss has targeted you. Not randomly, but because something in you activated the divine echo over your life. It shows the 3 patterns it uses to orchestrate near misses in your relationships and gives you the complete covering ritual you can execute for the next 12 months. You have just been declared the watcher at the gate. But a watcher at the gate without the key to open it is just a prisoner of their own hope, perpetually guarding a door they cannot walk through. The protocol you just received is the seal. What's in the first pinned comment is what forges that seal into permanent armor. And while you are hearing this, someone just like you has already opened the link and is reading the 3rd reason. I'm not rushing you. I am telling you the link is still there, right where you expected to find it, waiting for the same decision you are making now. But before you decide, I need to show you what the envious one will try to do against this tool in the next 72 hours. The moment you begin to operate in what you have just received, and this will happen within the next 72 hours, 3 specific things will be launched against you. This is not a possibility, it is a spiritual certainty. The enemy does not attack potential, it attacks activation. And by receiving the Echo Chamber Protocol, you have just activated a spiritual sequence that the spirit of the near miss cannot afford to let complete itself. Know the attacks before they land. First, it will deploy the coincidence bomb. Suddenly, the 5 signs you witnessed will be flooded with rational explanations. The name you heard was just a popular name. The dream was just your brain processing old data. The digital nudge was just boredom. A wave of hyper-rationality will wash over you, and a voice that sounds suspiciously like your own wisdom will whisper, "Don't be dramatic, it's all just a coincidence." This is an attempt to strip the signs of their divine power and return you to the fog of randomness. Your weapon against this is to anchor the signs in the physical realm. Take a piece of paper right now and write down the 5 signs you experienced and the name of the person connected to them. Then, speak this aloud. These are not coincidences, they are coordinates. I declare these signs as divine evidence sealed in my heart and recorded on this earth. As it is written, in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses shall every word be established. This act takes the memory out of your mind, where it can be debated, and places it into the world, where it becomes a testimony. Second, the crisis of distraction. The very next time you set aside 3 minutes to perform the Echo Chamber Protocol, a sudden, urgent crisis will erupt. A demanding phone call, an unexpected work problem, a sudden argument that needs your immediate attention. It will feel completely unrelated, a random event of a busy life. But its timing is not random. It is a targeted maneuver designed to steal the sacred space you have carved out and prevent you from clearing the spiritual airwaves. Your weapon is to refuse to cede the ground. When the crisis hits, do not abandon the protocol. Instead, calmly say, "I will deal with this in 3 minutes." Then proceed with the protocol, perhaps even more intentionally. This small act of spiritual defiance sends a clear message to the enemy. Your schedule is no longer dictated by its manufactured emergencies. You are prioritizing the signal of heaven over the static of the world, and this simple choice breaks the back of the enemy's power of interruption. Third, the isolation of seeing. As the truth of this message settles into your spirit, you might feel a gentle urge to share it with a close friend or family member. When you do, you may be met with a blank stare, a polite but dismissive smile, or a well-meaning but condescending piece of advice. They will not see what you see. They will try to pull you back to reality, making you feel foolish or overly spiritual. This is designed to make you feel alone in your revelation, to isolate you and make you doubt your own spiritual sanity. Your weapon is the knowledge that you are not alone. You are part of a hidden company of chosen ones all over the world, who are having this exact same experience at this exact same time. When you feel that isolation, place your hand on your heart and say, "I am connected to a company the world does not see. My testimony is being strengthened, not silenced." This reminds you that your validation does not come from those who are still asleep. It comes from the one who is awakening you. And about this isolation you recognized as real, I need to tell you something now. There are 4 more tactics beyond these 3. I cannot open all of them here, not for lack of time. For density, each one needs its own page, with the exact counterweapon, with the specific verbal declaration that neutralizes the attack the moment it arrives. And while I do not deliver these 4 tactics here, the spirit of the near miss knows all of them. All of this is mapped out within the 7 spiritual reasons why the chosen ones face so much envy, along with the exact sequence of covering applied to the arrival of a divine partner and the dismantling of the loneliness that precedes it. You will need this, not tomorrow. You will need this tonight when the spirit of the near miss tries to dilute the certainty you feel right now into a vague, pleasant memory. You will need this tomorrow morning, when you wake up and the voice of your old reality tries to tell you nothing has really changed. And you will need this the very next time you feel that pang of loneliness while doing a solitary task, because that is when the enemy will press with maximum force, trying to convince you that this entire experience was just a beautiful dream. The link remains in the first pinned comment. I am not rushing you. I am warning you that the second day is harder than the first, and the spirit of the near miss knows this better than you do. But before you even think about clicking, I need to show you what you yourself will do against yourself in the next 72 hours. Because the worst obstacle is not the envious one. It's the voice you confuse with your own. The greatest obstacle in the next 72 hours will not be the devil. It will be your own memory. The enemy will use your past heartbreaks as a lens to distort the new thing God is doing. When this person appears, or when you feel the nudge to reach out, a voice that sounds exactly like your own rational mind will say, "Be careful. Remember what happened last time. Remember the pain. Don't be a fool again." It will feel like wisdom. It will feel like self-protection. It will even feel spiritual, like you are guarding your heart. But it is the ghost of your past trying to sabotage your future. It is the spirit of the near miss, wearing the mask of your own trauma, using your own history as its most effective weapon against you. It is a voice of reason that is treason against your destiny. Do not let the pain of yesterday have the final vote on the joy of tomorrow. When that voice of rational fear rises, you must confront it directly. Say aloud, "My past is a history, not a prophecy. The pain I endured was for my preparation, not my destination. You have no authority to speak into my present. I choose the promise over the memory." This act separates the voice of God from the echo of your pain. And there is one last thing, the one that worries me the most, a prophetic seal I must place upon you before this message closes. It is the final piece of the architecture of recognition, without which everything else can crumble. Stay with me for just a few more moments. Right where you are, I want you to stop everything else. If you are able, I want you to close your eyes. If you can't, then just soften your gaze. Place your hand over your heart. Feel its beat. This is the rhythm of a promise. Take one slow, deep breath in, and as you exhale, I want you to release the noise of the day, the tension in your shoulders, the weight of the world's opinion. We are stepping into a sacred space now. In this quiet place, with your hand on your heart, I speak this release over you. I release you from the version of yourself that learned to absorb the arrows meant for others, the one who became a shock absorber for envy and came home drained and empty every single night. I release you from the pattern of carrying a weight that was never yours, and I break the cycle of you being the designated emotional landfill for those who cannot handle their own calling. I release you from the paralyzing fear of appearing ungrateful. I break the power of that subtle accusation that makes you dim your light so others won't feel uncomfortable in your presence. I sever the false loyalty that demands you bleed in a silence called peace just to appease the mediocrity of those who resent the calling on your life. Your joy is not an offense, it is your birthright. I release you from the shame of your own desire, from the guilt you feel for wanting more when the world tells you to be content with less. I silence the disqualifying voices, both internal and external, that label your divine hunger for covenant love as selfishness or neediness. I release you from the comparison to others whose journeys seem easier, and I restore to you the singular focus of your own unique, God-written story. And now we call forth what has been waiting under the surface. With your hand on your heart, I call forth the watcher at the gate, but no longer as a prisoner of hope. I call you forth as the gatekeeper, the one who has the authority to unlock the door. Right now, if your hands are clasped, I want you to unclasp them and turn your palms upward. This is a physical posture of reception. You're no longer just watching, you are welcoming. I call forth the echo's source. I activate the part of your spirit that recognizes the sound of its own prayer returning. I command your spiritual ears to be opened, to distinguish the signal of heaven from the static of the enemy. You are no longer waiting for a new sound. You are attuning to the frequency of a promise that is already in the air. I call forth the familiar stranger's counterpart. I activate the spirit of recognition within you, the divine knowing that sees beyond the veil of the ordinary. In this moment, I want you to whisper the name of the person that has been on your heart. Just a whisper. This act is an anchor. It gives your faith a name and a face, and it sends a signal into the spiritual realm that you are ready to see them not as they were, but as they are now arriving in your story. You have been released from the past and activated for your present. The librarian has not only found the book, he is walking toward you now. The echo is no longer a faint sound in the distance. It is at the threshold of your hearing, about to become a voice. But don't say amen yet. We are not finished. This sealing has one final crucial component, and without it, the door we have just unlocked can be closed again. Stay with me. Now, with your hand on your heart and your spirit aligned with this truth, I am authorized to place a covering over 3 specific areas of your life that the spirit of the near miss has used as its primary entry points. This is not a prayer of hope. It is a decree of spiritual jurisdiction. What is sealed here today will be protected from the envy that has operated in the shadows. First, I place this seal of divine recognition over your table, over every meal you eat alone that has been seasoned with the quiet ache of loneliness, over every family gathering where your single status becomes an unspoken topic of pity or discussion, over every interaction with friends where you have had to celebrate their love stories while hiding the exhaustion of your own waiting. From this day forward, your table is no longer a symbol of lack, but a consecrated altar of communion and hopeful expectation. Second, I place this seal over your home, over your front door, that it may only admit those who carry the frequency of your destiny. Over your bedroom, that your dreams may be a protected space for divine visitation, not a playground for enemy-induced anxiety. Over the empty spaces that once echoed with silence, I decree they are now filled with the quiet, powerful hum of a promise coming into fullness. Your house is no longer just a dwelling. It is an embassy of the kingdom, and its peace is now under divine protection. Third, I place this seal over your work and your calling. Over every project you've poured your heart into, only to see it stall for no reason. Over every promotion or opportunity that was yours and then mysteriously vanished. Over every seed of your gifting that has been targeted by the frost of jealousy. I decree that the season of unexplained blockage is over. The spirit of delay is served notice. What God has ordained for you to build will now prosper, and the fruit of your hands is covered from the locust of envy. I see you. I have always seen you. I saw you that night you cried yourself to sleep, clutching a pillow and asking me, "Am I invisible?" You were never invisible to me. I was simply waiting for you to see yourself as I see you, chosen, cherished, and on the cusp of a great revealing. I saw you at that wedding, forcing a smile as the couple had their first dance, feeling like a ghost in a room full of life. You felt a sharp pain in your chest, a pain you thought was loneliness. It wasn't. It was the sound of a promise in your spirit, vibrating with such intensity because its fulfillment was drawing near. And the enemy was trying to convince you it was the sound of a breaking heart. I saw you scrolling through social media, a curated museum of other people's happiness. And I saw the moment you almost resigned yourself to being a spectator in the story of love. I saw you close the app and feel that wave of quiet hopelessness. That wasn't your feeling. It was a projection, a spiritual fog sent to obscure the path I was clearing right in front of you. I saw you when that name flashed in your mind, and you dismissed it as a random memory. I saw the battle in your thoughts as you tried to rationalize it away. That was me, knocking on the door of your awareness, using a familiar face to deliver an unfamiliar level of blessing. I saw your hesitation, and I honored your process, but the time for hesitation is now over. I saw you standing at the crossroads of your past and your future, paralyzed by the memory of what was, terrified of what could be. I saw you looking back at the ruins of old relationships, believing they were a predictor of what's to come. And I am telling you now, they were not prophecies, they were preparation. Every tear watered the ground for the garden that is about to bloom. We break the coincidence bomb before it is deployed against your mind. We dismantle the crisis of distraction before it is launched against your sacred time. We dissolve the isolation of seeing before it can build a wall around what you have just received. It is sealed in heaven. It is signed on earth. It is sent forth into your life. It is sealed in heaven. It is signed on earth. It is sent forth into your life. It is sealed in heaven. It is signed on earth. It is sent forth into your life. The court of heaven has spoken. The session is closed. The decree is now law in your life. I saw you when you felt that wave of quiet hopelessness wash over you as you prayed. Don't open your eyes yet. What was sealed here now will be tested the next time you feel that pang of loneliness while doing a mundane, solitary task. When you are making coffee for one, and the silence of the kitchen feels deafening. The envious one does not accept defeat without a fight for what has just been decreed over you. And one who is commissioned without covering walks into an open field. The anointing was confirmed in heaven. Now it must survive the next lonely moment. The 7 spiritual reasons why the chosen ones face so much envy is in the first pinned comment, right below. Not as a substitute for what you have received in this message, as a companion to defend what has been sealed, because anointing without covering spoils in the next lonely moment. And the envious one is counting on that lonely moment. Less than a pint of ice cream you eat alone after a disappointing day. Less than a magazine you buy at the checkout, filled with pictures of a life you're starting to believe isn't for you. With a 7-day guarantee, the risk is ours, your hand is on it. Click now while the decree is still alive in your chest. Not tomorrow, not after the shower, not after talking to someone, because the first person you'll talk to will have a reasonable opinion that will cost the shield of your house. Because whoever leaves it for later leaves it for never, and the envious one already knows this. He counted on later when you received the last message that transformed you, and the one before, and the one before that. This one won't be another one. This voice that whispers now, it's too good to be true. I'll just get hurt again. What if I'm misreading the signs? I'm not ready, or maybe I should just wait and see. That voice is not yours. It sounds like you. It uses your vocabulary. It knows your excuses. But it is the voice of the one who lost today in the court of heaven and is trying to reclaim territory before your next solitary moment arrives. Every second that voice gains is a second the decree loses temperature. Click before the envious one speaks louder than the decree that has just been sealed over your head. Now we are ready for the final word. Now that you have been sealed and covered for this arrival, the next battle is not against the enemy, but against the awkwardness of the first conversation and the fear of a new beginning. The next message you need to hear is the first 3 things to say to your divine echo to confirm the connection. Click on the video that appears on your screen now. And still in this video, chosen one, before I seal this hour with you, if the word I've delivered to your home today has moved something inside you, if you feel a stirring in your spirit, not just to receive, but to also give back, this is the moment. Right below the digital book, in that same pinned comment, is a third link. It's for a voluntary donation. It's for those who feel the call to be a pillar of this ministry, to ensure this message doesn't stop with you. Every message you receive here is free, but it is not without cost. Your donation, of any amount your heart feels led to give, becomes the bridge for the next chosen one to find their own message, in their own moment of need. This was my last request. I'll see you there, chosen one. Now, if you received the seal of release, of activation and of covering today, I want you to make one final declaration. Write in the comments below, as a public record and a personal vow, I sign this decree with my name. It is done. Let this be your amen, your final word, your signature on the divine contract that was ratified on your behalf today. This isn't for me, it is for you, a marker of the moment your season turned. And take this sealed message and send it to someone you know needs this exact same shield, someone who has also resigned themselves to a quiet loneliness, believing their book was never written. Send this to them now. And if they want to go deeper, the 7 spiritual reasons is waiting for them in the first pinned comment, just as it waited for you. It's not your favor, it's servitude, and heaven sees. It is done. What was delivered here was delivered. You are not the same person you were when you pressed play. Feel the weight of that for another moment. The next time you feel a pang of loneliness while doing a mundane, solitary task, can wait another 10 seconds.